of Halloween.
My favorite holiday. Woo!
So I guess we're going to talk about spiritual stuff, spirit stuff. I don't know, scary story stuff. I don't really know.
Spooky.
Audie had this whole vision in her head. So I'm letting her take over this episode. I'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
go ahead. Talk.
With spooky stories?
You can talk about whatever you were talking about in the car earlier, you know? We always wing these things.
Yeah, we always do.
We don't really have a direct, I don't know, message today.
Well, not we. You're more wing it. I need...
She's more structured.
I'm structure, but that's with numerology. I'm a number 1 in numerology, which is structure, and you're a 5.
I'm a 5.
Which is more sporadic, spare of the moment. I'm the total opposite.
As you can tell, we don't edit any of these things.
No.
It's all winging it
Yep.
from here on out.
Well, we should talk about...
But I guess we could catch you up because
with Bandit.
It's been a minute. Oh my gosh, now I think about it. Let me go look to see when the last episode was. Because I guess from there we could kind of figure out...
Well, the last episode, I know we were talking about that race that I had, the Bandit 15K Ultra, in which I did pretty good in. I was really happy.
Yeah, last one was September 23rd.
Yeah, shit. What's the date?
It's almost
oh my God.
a month and a half. Month and a half of craziness. From vacations to Audie getting me sick to racing.
Patient zero
over here doesn't like to admit it, but it's true.
Well, I really wasn't patient zero. I have an idea of who it was.
Ed knows what's up.
Yeah.
Our producer back there knows what's up.
Yeah.
He knows that you're full of crap.
Oh,
and
okay.
You gave everyone whatever you had. Your work.
I did not get my work sick. That was not me. I know someone that did it.
We're gonna do a poll now and see what that ends up being.
Nope.
So far it's 2 versus 1. Me and Ed, it's 2.
Well, Ed's not sick. I didn't get him sick. Yeah. I'm not even sick anymore.
I'm just congested.
Okay. Well, let's go back to talking about the race. You keep changing the subject.
We did Bandit. Okay, so we had what race was it? It was Boney Mountain.
Oh, you did that.
So that was Boney Mountain, and then and I did well in that. I got second place.
Also in Bandit, you got second place.
And in Bandit was second place. And I was dealing with an injury that week, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but I ended up pulling through and still got second place. It wasn't my best performance. I mean, I didn't really...
Dude, you got fucking second place.
I didn't take care of myself.
Yeah.
You know, I was hurting the whole time. I didn't eat breakfast. I was in a rush. We got there late. My windshield cracked from that rock. So that kind of threw a whole wrench and everything.
Yeah, it was an interesting stir of events.
But, I mean, you did well. You finished under a time frame that you...
Exactly the time frame I put out. I prayed for it. I manifested the time I wanted for to be under 2 hours and 45 minutes. And I finished in 2:45 and 33 seconds or something like that.
Yeah. How was it for you?
Because
originally, if you think about it, when we talked about it, I was supposed to run with you.
Oh, yeah, you were supposed to run with me, yeah.
Thank God for your chismosas, you're able to...
Oh, my gosh, not every one of my friends were not chismosas. You're like the gran chismoso.
Angelica and Carla.
Uh-huh.
All right. Those are your chismosa friends.
Okay.
If they're listening to this, they know that.
Okay. But, yeah, I ran with them. It was fun. They're like... my racing partners. We had a lot of fun.
Well, they're more than that.
Yeah, I know that, but they're just like so cool that we all ran together, and
they're open to always running.
Yeah.
A race with you guys, or with you.
Yeah.
You know, so that's always a good
thing.
I
appreciate you, ladies. Thank you for running with me.
Chismosas. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Guys can be chismosos. It's okay.
If you're not watching, you're probably not seeing my facial expression, just giving them the death stare. You done?
Babe, Babe, it's all for fun.
I know, but you done?
I'm always done.
But yeah, it was fun racing with them, and we all did pretty well. And then we had breakfast that right after.
Oh, yeah, we did. So that was good.
Yeah.
It was a good day. I mean,
Yeah,
I
it was
didn't
a
talk
good
about your
day.
race. You're just going to say that's it?
Well, that's what. Well, it was
Talk
hard.
about it.
Well, I'm
I
trying to
mean-
think. It's been like a month, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, something you trained for.
It was
we
something I
talked about.
trained. The elevation gain was no joke. I felt like I was climbing through mountains.
You were climbing
Yeah.
a mountain.
That was pretty hard. The downhill, I kept falling. I fell a lot of times on my ass.
I mean, the beginning part of the race
Yeah.
wasn't as difficult until you got to like past 1 mile, and then once that, it was like you're scrambling up this like
Yeah.
random trail, you know.
Did you run up that?
I ran, and then I started hiking it because it was to that stage where it became no trail.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're just hopping, you know.
Yeah.
Which Alba, the girl in front of me that beat me, I got third overall, second male. You know, she was running, and then I started power hiking, and then I tried to catch up and run, and then I said, "Oh man, it's kind of crazy. I might save my energy," because my legs were already feeling pretty thrashed after that segment.
Well,
it was,
because you
like,
did a track Tuesday with
Track Monday,
Oh, well, yeah, track Monday.
but my calves were already destroyed from that.
Yeah, you did a workout. Which did you learn to
Not running spikes ever
Yeah.
again. So that's that face. But yeah, that was the injury I was kind of dealing with, because it hurt to run that whole week until that race, and thank God for everyone's recommendations and stretches and people that just told me what to do. It kind of set the tone for me, so that's always a good thing, right? But yeah, I mean, that was a good race. I mean, overall, it did get kind of weird. It was like hot pockets. It was like hot and cold. When we got there, it was
Yeah.
like cloudy, and I was like, "Oh, perfect!" And then the sun came out of nowhere.
Yeah, we were excited. All right, it's gonna be foggy. Nope, it wasn't. It was hot.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mind it. I think from doing heat training with you, it wasn't as bad.
Well, we didn't do too much heat training, and
Well, some stuff with you, yeah.
It was you not letting those things affect you.
Yeah, and I stayed hydrated too with drinking coconut water, eating watermelon, like throughout the week.
Yeah.
So now I'm like figuring out how to properly hydrate.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it really entails. You
Not
know?
doing it the day before. I actually start prepping.
The sodium, I mean, the LMNT.
Yeah, I've been taking that.
That's
And then
been solid.
taking less caffeine. I think that week I kind of cut my coffee intake down. Well, I really don't drink that much coffee, but I think I only had the coffee twice that week. But leading up to the race, I was like, nope, I want to be fully hydrated.
Yeah.
It's a me thing. It's not necessarily.
Well, yeah. I mean, it could cause
Yeah.
dehydration at some point.
Yeah.
That's why I told you to drink more water throughout the day.
Lemon with water, and then adding pink salt, like a mineral pink salt that we get from our naturopath.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was
Yeah.
a good day. And then what happened? Ed being sick a little bit, and then.
Oh,
and
then yeah, I
and
got
then-
sick
and then
too.
You got sick, and then we went on vacation.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a weird time frame. And then Adi got me sick on vacation, and I'm still congested now a little bit. I'm much better.
Well, we went from high altitude back to sea level.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know much about
I
any
feel
of it,
1,000
maybe.
times better.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't feel better. It's
Well-
just getting all this phlegm.
Well, why did we go on vacation?
I don't know. Some person told me to go.
Cody?
We hitchhiked. We celebrated our 13th year of being married.
Oh.
Our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, our wedding anniversary. So we went to Flagstaff, Arizona. It's been on our bucket list to go. Unfortunately, I didn't really get to run because I didn't tell Brandon I was still sick on the trip.
Mm-hmm. Girl, don't listen. Things
I
are
wanted to go. I didn't want to. It's like, I'm going. I'm determined. If I don't run, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Flagstaff, so like I was telling one of my clients earlier, Dre, he was like, that's on his bucket list too, and I said the vibe out there is super super chill. Like
Everyone's super
when I think
friendly.
about Big Bear and like Mammoth, that's like it's like combining those two cities together kind of makes Flagstaff for me.
Yeah.
You know, because you got these nice mountains around you, these urban trails they call it, right? From what the locals were saying, and it's really cool because like in the middle of this mountain is this town that they're growing, and it's evolving to a lot more, right? As we are driving, we can see people building more houses. There's so much land, and in between all these houses there's these trails that you can just like get out of your house and run in the Coconino forest and climb these big mountains. And I was very fortunate to be able to run and not have any altitude issues or sickness, because typically, I mean, we're at 7,000 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, I would feel that when I was running. And yes, I did feel it. I'm not saying I didn't, but it didn't affect me when I was running. I was running a lot faster than what I thought I was. And I was looking at my watch and I was like, holy crap, why am I running this fast right now? It must have been the shoes. That's what I keep saying, because I got some.
Or maybe it's
these
just
shoes.
you. You're
Maybe it's
just a
me.
magical
maybe
person.
Maybe I'm just vibing.
Yeah.
I'm been vibing. And so, yeah, it was
Cody
good.
loved it.
Yeah, Cody
out there.
loved it. We did Sedona. So we did Flagstaff, Sedona, Grand Canyon. And Grand Canyon was beautiful.
It was scary but beautiful.
Yeah, it's weird to look down. You're like, wow, that's like
It's
like a few thousand feet drop
Yeah,
right there.
a few thousands.
It was pretty crazy. I mean, I was walking the trail, and even I was like, whoa, this is kind of like scary, like when you look off the edge. But it's on my bucket list to do rim to rim to rim. So at some point,
No, that's
we'll
all
do it.
you. I will do it.
I mean,
I don't know. I really don't like heights.
Keith, I mean,
Maybe I'll have-
Hayden, Gus. I mean, we all talked about it. So at some point, we'll do it.
Maybe I'll have Nick do hypnosis on me for heights.
I mean, it's crazy.
I
It's
freaking hate
beautiful.
heights.
Sedona was beautiful, minus the tourist aspect of it and the locals. It seemed to. I didn't like the vibe when we went years ago. It was pretty like
Yeah,
the church on the
vibe
rock
there-
was
yeah.
the church on the rock was beautiful, like always.
Bell
you
Tower
know, I was
was-
able to pray,
Yeah.
do a little Catholic prayer, and then Bell Tower was great.
Mm-hmm.
Just the downtown section was like too chaotic.
It was- yeah, it was
I
a lot,
couldn't.
yeah.
You know, you talked about this smoothie place, and for like so many years, this freaking smoothie place, and then at the end of the day, she had it, and I was like, it's probably just as good.
Okay,
as, It's just probably just as good as Blenders in the Grass.
No,
you know?
hold on. I will.
She hyped this up
Okay,
to be
when did we go? We went. Our friend Julia Treat had
2019,
a retreat there. We went to this place. I'm not going to say the name,
5 years ago.
but we went to this like place.
You can say the name. Who cares?
No,
They're from Arizona. It's not gonna make a
Babe,
difference.
I'm not going to say it. I went to this place, and I was.
Jersey.
Oh my god! But anyway, I went to this place, and I swear they had a peanut butter smoothie, and the guy said we never had that. And I said, well, I came here 5 years ago, and he just looked at me like, oh, well, we don't have it. So then I just ended up getting this chocolate smoothie. I think if I drank this shit Nesquik or whatever, it probably tasted fucking better than that. I was so pissed. I'm like, I waited 30
We waited 30 minutes.
30 fucking
I was in the
minutes
car
for
waiting
this
for her.
damn smoothie, and I saw.
And this is before we went to
and it
Church
was
on the Rock.
blending. It was in the fucking blender for like 15 minutes. I'm just staring at it. I was like, "Are you guys gonna freaking check on my smoothie? Or like, what is going on here?"
Yeah, it was too many hippies, too many spiritual hippies hanging outside, smelling like ass. Because I could smell some of these people walking by me.
God, Brandon.
What? I gotta be honest, right? That's okay, right, Ed? This guy like walked past the car, and I was like, dude, that guy looked like
also-
he didn't shower.
I'm pretty hippie, but I guess it's like when we went on that tour for San Francisco, our tour guide described us to a T when he's like, yeah, hippies nowadays, the modern hippies are now people that go to Whole Foods and walk around with yoga mats, or they're more on the spiritual side of you. Brandon just looked at each other, even though like fuck Whole Foods, but like so. But
You know what, but I don't carry yoga mats.
no, I don't
So,
carry
but, like,
yoga.
At the end of the day, these
mats,
guys,
yeah.
either these guys were hitchhiking, or they're just like people that just don't really shower, and they're all about like love and peace and no war. Like they kind of remind me of like the old like 70s Vietnam. Because some of these people came up, and I'm like, dude, these guys have like look like they just went through like a spiritual journey in like
Well, maybe
these
they
mountains.
did. Maybe that's why they came out to Sedona. They
I
came
don't
to
know.
vibe with the vortex energy.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything wrong with that, but
mean, that's-
damn, at least take a shower. You know, it's like when you look at a picture of someone and you just automatically be like, man, that person smells, and you don't
Oh.
know, like it's like our TV shows that we watch.
Oh yeah, SOA. We watch if you don't know what that stands for, Sons of Anarchy. There's a character named Bobby, and Brandon, we were watching it, says Bobby looks like
Bobby looks like he smells, but he's on TV, so we can't.
know.
The way, the
But
way
he does. They did a good job. Like, dude, he does look like he smells. I don't know. I was in there. It was interesting. I was just more irritated because I always say, I'm very impatient. I'm just staring at my smoothie being blended for like 15 fucking minutes.
Well, at the end of the day.
But whatever.
So,
There's
whatever.
two
It still
really
fills
cute
you
dogs
up.
in there. Yeah.
So, I mean, we did that whole Sedona trip. I mean, Bell Tower was
Yeah.
great. You got a little nervous getting towards the top, which worked out perfectly fine for me because I was able to go to pretty much almost a good amount,
Oh yeah, and then I
Before.
took that picture where you could see the energy
and that was cool.
in it. If you want to see what I'm talking about, you could go to my Instagram and see it.
But I think just overall being in Arizona, like, damn, gas was cheap. Like it was so astonishing to be like, wow, things are so much cheaper out here because we're so used to
Oh my-
California prices. So when we showed up, I was like, oh man, this is great. Like $30 to fill my car up, you know, like I was milking it. I was loving every second of that. And I drove all over the place. I mean, we went all over the place, and you know, it was cool to like.
Even food, I was shocked.
I know, like our breakfast was like $30, and I
I
was
was
like,
like,
God damn,
what?
that's usually like
$30 for breakfast? We always spend like 50,
we always like
60
$50.
bucks.
I was like,
I spent $30 by myself just getting what did I get? A bacon
Well,
and avocado toast, and
I paid that.
I paid $30.
Well, for that one restaurant that you went to, I paid that much just for you. You
Oh,
got your
yeah.
breakfast, and I got one cup of coffee, and it cost me $25. And I said, wow, like they're really ripping off the eggs in this restaurant. But I guess it was good. I mean, you liked it.
It was really good, but
So-
I liked that.
the
the L?
The more.
Oh, Morning
Morning
Glory. Shout out to the people at Morning Glory
super
in
cool.
Flagstaff.
Pizza Coletta.
Yeah,
Pizza Coletta was a spot I've been wanting to go to because all the Coconut Cowboys.
all the
eat there.
runners go there.
So
yeah.
it was good. The gluten didn't mess me up because I guess the guy said that they ferment their flour
And
use
then
whatever
their ingredients
a certain
are
way.
cleaned.
So he
Yeah.
actually went to Italy to learn the ways of cooking legit.
Man, the food was good out
stone
there.
oven pizza. This is stone brick pizza, right?
I think
'Cause
so.
He said this one's stone brick and the other one is gas. And he says people like the stone better than the gas, probably because it cooks
Oh
faster
my
too.
god, that pizza was so
we
good.
had 2 pizzas.
But we got cashew cheese. I mean,
Yeah, we didn't get.
I almost got regular cheese. I know I don't eat cheese as much really. I pick and choose. It's like I do 80-20% rule. Well, for me it's more 90-10%.
Yeah.
But I was kind of scared, like, okay, I'm eating gluten now. If I eat cheese, I really don't want to have, like, not to be TMI, like
A
a
blowout.
blowout.
saying
So
not to
I'm like, I'm
blow out.
good.
A hair blowout?
Yes.
A Brazilian blow, is that what they call it?
Bombs over Baghdad in the toilet. No.
We definitely don't want that.
So no,
We
no,
don't-
thank
We don't
you.
need that at all. But yeah, Flagstaff was great. We celebrated our love for each other, being sick. And then
We went to Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, I
was
can't wait
great.
for that to open in Camarillo.
And then we had a race. We had a race.
I didn't go because
She
I
didn't. She
still
wasn't
wasn't
race.
feeling good.
She wasn't feeling good, so I raced, and I wasn't feeling 100%.
If you saw us, we weren't contagious. It was more like the tail end, like the residue of
We're on the residue,
Yeah.
which I still have it. You could probably tell
Yeah.
just by listening to me. But yeah, my whole face is puffy. My eyes are just like droopy. All this. Daisy was like, "You got to go home and get some rest," you know. And
She's like, okay, no more bean cheese mozo here.
I know I was all gossiping, talking to everyone.
Yeah.
But it was good. Had a good race, 7th overall, 3rd age group, which was pretty good. I felt like if I wasn't congested, I could have pushed us a little bit more. But at the end of the day, I showed up. And I gave it a go regardless. You know, as I ran, just blew a bunch of snot all over the place. You know, and but other than that, you know, pretty much happy, healthy. And now we're here. It's Monday.
Well, we also went to another
Oh yeah, we went to a
to
concert.
on
Another rock concert.
and we
which is
saw a
good.
banana.
Yeah, we
A
saw
guy dressed as a banana. So
Halloween theme.
yep, banana gang.
So we did that.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Justin and Carlita.
And all the other people. Applications.
Accepting
accepted.
applications.
But yeah, I mean, now it's Halloween week.
We have our
and
Halloween
we
run.
have a Halloween run in 2 days.
I'm so excited for that.
October 30th.
October 30th.
It's gonna be toppers, so it ends up landing on one of the days. That's the World Series Game 5. So every place in Camarillo is gonna be packed, but we're hoping that toppers pizza. I mean, I can't eat the pizza.
Yeah,
But,
salad bar it is.
Salad bar it is, but hopefully it's not too crazy where we can still enjoy.
Well, making also.
Well, no, I mean, don't say that out loud, because if someone listened to this before, Audie's making treats, and we have, like, some goodies and stuff.
Why can't I say what I'm making?
I mean, just let
Everyone,
people-
okay, I make really good. I had to teach myself how to make vegan and gluten-free desserts because this one bakery used to go out here. Karma Baker closed, unfortunately. And then there's Joy Cafe, which has really good desserts, but sometimes I'm craving cookies or cake. So instead of going, and they're good, but it's like, do I really want to spend $10 each time for like a donut? I'm just going to learn how to make shit myself.
$6.
Oh, however much.
I know, because we get them all the time. I'm like,
Oh.
goddamn.
Well, I don't know because you always buy them for me.
Like $6.
I don't know.
It's okay.
But-
One of the best donuts.
Yeah, they're really good. Sun Oven Donuts. I love that bakery. It's so freaking good. But I just started making my own desserts, and then
So Audie's making.
Yeah.
So Audie's making desserts for people that's coming out, and then we have like a little goodie candy. What do you call it? Little.
yeah.
bag,
Well, we don't want
whatever.
to give out too much.
I mean, you already talked about the treat, so there's no point.
But people don't know what I'm making. I just said
You're
desserts.
about to say that, and then
Oh. I'm just excited.
Yeah.
I won't say
So-
anything.
yeah, and then what? And then
Maybe we'll tell ghost stories there, scare the crap out of people.
whoever wants to come out can come out. Ventura
Yeah.
County, 5:45.
That's the start time. Oh, no,
5:30 meetup,
Yeah.
5:45 run, and then
we're going to be in costume.
Costumes are optional. I'm not wearing a costume. I got like a really cool Halloween
Why don't
button
you
up
want to be in a costume?
because I'm going to be running and I don't want to be suffering. And it's like heat
Oh.
and then like all that makeup. Like proud to you, ladies out there doing it, and the guys that are going to show up like that. But at the end of the day, I'll wear something Halloween-ish, you know.
You'll just have to show up to see what we're going to be.
And then I'm going to be on a show tomorrow. Thanks
Oh,
for
yeah.
the reminder, Ed.
Oh, yeah. You're going to be
Gonna
on
be on a
next
show tomorrow. Nick Newmont's radio show. It's
His anniversary?
what kind of anniversary is it, Ed? 5 year? And 5, 4.
5 years?
5 years.
He's had his show for 5 years?
I guess
Oh,
so, huh?
wow.
So 5 years, I'll be on his show with a bunch of other famous people.
I'll be I'll be baking at home,
I'll be
be
here.
watching.
Yeah, I'll be on the show. So it should be a really good show. Ed kind of talked about the list of people being on the show, and so
Mainstream metaphysics.
it's gonna be good. Yeah, look, I think ever since I quit the gym, so now I'm full
Oh, that's
time.
another thing
Oh
that
yeah,
we
shit,
did.
that's what
Shit, we forgot.
I quit the gym,
About time.
so focus on the Run Free coaching, personal training business, which has been booming, and I'm happy to see the growth in that. And so that's one aspect of being in alignment, right?
Well, I'm glad that you finally. I think you're kind of
Well, I mean, like,
afraid to take that leap, and I just told you. I think I had that serious conversation with you, saying, you know what? Excuse to your former employer, but fuck that place. Like, that's exactly what I said. Fuck that place. You need to focus on you. You need to focus on your growth. And I think I even I pulled cards for you. And in the cards, it all said a bunch of good things. And by the way, I'm starting to do readings and energy healing.
Mhm.
I'm just stepping out of my shell now.
There you go.
Yeah. But it all said good things in your reading. I can't really remember.
I mean, Ed
too
and
much
I
in your
talk
reading.
about this
Yeah.
stuff all the time. Sometimes we just don't even record. We just end up being here and talking the whole time, right, Ed?
Yeah.
And so,
We love you, Ed.
so I think having that aspect, having like someone to mentor, like look at that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like people are coming to your lives that you can look up to, right? Ed's one of us. Ed's one of the persons that we look up to for this
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. You know, I have Scott for financial stuff. I have other people that I could talk to about other things, you know, and I think being in alignment has created more of that energy I needed in my life, because now, like, I'm in a good place, like with my running. I don't feel as stressed as much as I used to, right? You know, I'm coaching myself now, and so I'm at a place where I'm trying to figure out my own stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I think just doing things on my own and trying to like get that motivation myself and really tackle what I believe I want to be as a runner, you know, nothing against my boy Keith or anything like that. It was just, I was at a stage where I thought I was at, I wasn't really there.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wanted was completely different,
Yeah.
you know, and he supported the decision.
Yeah. Well, he's one of your best friends. So
Yeah, of course.
He's awesome.
And so,
yeah.
And so I think for me it was a good awakening to be able to like transition out of a lot of things in my life and gain a lot from that just itself, you know. And I think when I'm ready to like dive into that realm again, then I will. But at the meantime, like I'm just really been like loosey goosey and just kind of going with the flow of everything and really doing my own research and doing my own things to see what's the next steps. And then I've been also like studying and reading more about this certification that's going to help me progress the business with ultra runners, you know, even more. So I think just being in that alignment and then having like what I've learned from Keith and what I've gained from that and the knowledge from that, using that and translating it to my own training plan, it's been helping me become more confident in my running. And then just having like the people that I run with, like we have a crew that we typically would run with, you know, we just call it the Tempo crew, and people could come out if they want to join us. But, you know, me and John have been doing some stuff on Thursdays, you know, like these uphill long workouts.
Your encounter with the mountain
I
lion.
encountered
is-
a mountain lion on that time frame.
Hell.
Me and
no.
John did, and that was like pretty scary and beautiful at the same time. I was like running on adrenaline back to the car. But I think just having like that support system has been very good. Like all of us text each other, and we're going to be doing a bigger run this Sunday as we head to a lot of our bigger races in the next.
Well, a lot
like,
of you guys
month.
are ultra runners, so you're all training for your big races. So it's
Yeah.
good that you have a.
And then I
a group.
text Jess, so now we're gonna have. I want to get like more females involved. Like I asked her to come out, which she can do it this Sunday, but you know, the following weekend she'll be definitely down for that. So we're just really trying to like gain more of like a good community of people that just
Yeah,
really
just
wanna
building
push
a
each other.
community.
And that's what we're all about
Yeah.
anyway. So if we can do that even more, then maybe we can build more of an ultra scene. Or, I mean, it's already big already in Los Angeles, Ventura County, but like we'll be able to meet more people,
Mm-hmm.
which can definitely help like the run free movement of being coached and trained, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that could be one aspect of it, or just like meeting new people that we can be in more in alignment with and talk and hang out and get
Yeah.
coffee and get dinner and get drinks. You know, it's like I've always told Audie that she's meeting her tribe, you know, and randomly one girl wrote you.
Shout
and
out to you, Rachel. Love you.
then, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, you know, we have dinner with this person, but I told her, I said, it feels like we have known you for like,
yeah.
for
She's like
20
the nicest person.
20 years kind of thing. Like the way,
Well, her friend actually, who's very intuitive, is the one that I guess found Run
she found
Free.
Run Free.
And then she found me, and she told Rachel, you need to meet this person.
Yeah.
And so then Rachel wrote me, and so then we just hit it off right away just on
Yeah.
Instagram, and
Yeah.
we met in person. We love Thai food, so now I have another person to eat Thai food with.
Yeah, you and Scott.
Yellow curry is my favorite. Pad Thai.
I don't know what she got. She got some like eggplant.
She got
thing
the
or
green
whatever.
curry.
The green curry.
That was really good. That she doesn't like eggplant, so I ate the eggplant.
I'm so
in it.
basic when I get chicken and beef and broccoli.
No,
Or no,
you got
beef and broccoli
you
and
got
rice.
freaking
Steam.
steamed chicken.
No, steamed beef.
Steam, yeah, I know.
And steamed beef, broccoli, and then rice. I literally got everything
You're
steamed.
so basic.
And that was pretty basic.
It's okay.
But
Well,
you
what-
know,
yeah.
but it's ironic because now we have like another text group, and we just send each other like a bunch of funny memes about politics stuff and just
and then
like
spiritual stuff, yeah.
you know. And then now Audie's
Conspiracies, all this stuff.
yeah, so now Audie's
yeah.
gonna be like practicing on other people. You know, like
Doing-
we've been meeting more people because even like I finally met Bianca.
Oh, she's so nice too.
And
Yeah.
so now she's gonna.
Oh yeah,
help
I do
me.
tuning forks. I forgot.
Yeah, so she's gonna help.
Oops.
She's gonna help
Yeah.
me grow like
Yeah.
my marketing for
Yeah.
me as a coach trainer. You know, and so you know talking to her about some spiritual stuff and even tapping into the readings,
Yeah.
giving them readings. You know, Rachel and Bianca. Like it was cool to get that gift again. You know, but at the end of the day, I just felt a certain way, and then you.
I just
and
don't
then
understand why you don't
so-
embrace that side. I mean, you embrace it, but man, you're so freaking crazy intuitive, freaking
Yeah, I just.
off the roof. Where I'm just like, dude, like you gotta. But I'm just gonna let it be. That's like
Let
your
it be.
path. But who knows? Maybe one day you'll join me on the dark side. No, I'm just kidding. But maybe you'll join me.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
like-
I think overall
Yeah.
we're in alignment to what we should be doing, and I think that's where you're at in your life. You're trying to recognize
Oh, and
things, and then that's
Had my
what's-
women's group too.
Oh yeah, and you had your women's group.
I was so
We're
excited.
all over the place in this
I know.
episode.
I'm just like thinking,
We're
yeah,
just processing. But,
processing, yeah.
You finally started an all females
Running group.
which we're gonna have to start a Discord because everyone's been talking about.
I don't
that.
even know how to use that,
Let
but
that
I'll figure it
Sandra.
out. Yeah, Sandra
But,
said she'll teach me.
But I think that's good, just evolving because of that, people from LA and the Valley,
November
know,
16th.
16th will be one
It's a Saturday, just
be-
so if you live farther away, you'll have an opportunity
to
to
make
come.
it.
Yeah.
But it just for chismosas to be chismosas.
My
you know?
God, dude.
Um,
You were cheese muscle. You're all coming here like that. You're like,
I came in just taking pictures for you.
oh, I
you know,
lost my phone.
and so
What the heck?
I was just taking pictures as much as I can, and
Oh, whatever.
but yeah, I mean, look, I think at the end of the day it was
Oh, I was sitting on it.
it was a good day. Just to like, I didn't realize how many females would come out and support each other. Like I always see the movement online, and I always think to myself, man, that'd be really cool if like Run Free can do that, right? If like we can create that, because now within that realm, Keith and I were talking about doing like a men's day, mental health day.
Well, because
for
no
us
one talks
guys.
about that enough
you
for
know, me
men.
and Keith talk about a lot of this stuff while
Yeah.
we run, you know, and it becomes more of like I'm assuming tomorrow he's gonna talk shit again. 'Cause that's what he does, right?
Oh my
He'd
God.
be talking about me the whole time.
It's probably because of he's not put whatever you talk about, putting the spoon in the certain place. I don't
yeah.
know.
Yeah, we have our inside jokes,
Yeah.
but I think in all aspects, it's good to like have those meetups,
Yeah.
where you can do that kind of stuff. And yeah, I mean, look, I think the female stuff is great. I think having it on a weekend opens up the pool of more people coming in.
Well, yeah, and I
You
think
know?
it's nice to have a community of women because unfortunately, it's just really sad that women keep getting assaulted or even
Die.
murdered
Yeah.
just for running.
I mean, we even thought about even going beyond this and just having like a women's meetup and doing like martial arts stuff. I'm not saying like,
Well, if
yes, that
I'm
would
looking
wo-
for that person that's in alignment to do that self-defense to come and
teach you some basics.
basics for women runners, because it's like, or you don't have to be a woman runner, but just hearing the stories when this is just crazy. So after our run, we meet up at Tifa, or however you say that place, in Camarillo, and there is a freaking creeper in a green Prius the one I used to drive years ago. And he was creeping up on some of the women that came to the run. And I was with Alyssa and April in the parking lot, and this guy rolls down his window. I don't even know what he's saying, because I think I called you, or I called somebody to let them know that we were here. And then, I don't know, April, love April, she's just like, starts yelling at the guy, and then he drives off. And then we're all sitting down eating gelato, and somehow the guy gets brought up, and it's like, see? It's like, it's everywhere. You can't even go somewhere without some fucking creeper saying something gross, or just like, it's gross. Like, why, what is the point of acting like that towards somebody?
Yeah.
I don't understand. So even when I walk Cody sometimes, thankfully I've been fine, but now it's like, that's crazy that to walk my dog, I have to carry a knife and a taser with me.
Well,
because of fear. I don't want to live my life. Well,
yes,
I don't want to live my life being fearful. But and I don't put that out there. I know I'm divinely protected.
You're just being smart about your decisions when I can't walk with you at night because I'm doing something.
Now that it gets darker faster, so now it's like,
well, daylight savings gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. So I started this group because it's out of safety and also building a community. And there's everyone that comes out. We're all different paces, so it's a chance for you to meet other women, so you could have a buddy system.
Yeah, but it's also a good way for females to just empower each other.
But so besides the safety, it's empowerment.
I mean, there's
lifting each other up.
There's a whole nowadays. There's a whole different feminist movement, which some people align with and some people don't. And I think a lot of the females that come out to our club, I don't want to say they don't like to associate themselves with that stuff, but they like to think for themselves and feel like they can open up to you guys and talk about their issues and not have to have both sides of political views being, on them, right?
Yeah.
They can just be like, well, I believe in this and you believe in that, and I'm glad we're talking about this because this stuff annoys me, but now I understand where you're coming from. So it kind of opens up more of that conversational aspect instead of some of the stuff you see online today from both sides. And I think it's good to have.
Well, nobody really talks about any of that stuff when we're out. It's just having a good time.
But I'm not saying that. But I'm not saying that in that way. I'm just saying when you look at how the movement is, the feminist movement, it's much different 50 years ago than it is now,
yeah.
Right? So for you guys to be able to talk about a different type of feelings and talk about what life's been and the struggles and you can talk about your own stuff. It helps you guys all empower each other to be I am stronger and I am wiser and I can do this. It helps you create this more when you got done with that, you were talking about that for days and I can sense that it created more of it create more of a confidence within yourself to be able to host this run again.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you were so excited afterwards, talking to them about everything, coming back home, and of course that's not my business, but for you to open up and talk about it, and then being I can't wait to host another one. Something triggered something in you where you're you felt you were there for people without any judgment. And
so it felt I could speak for this. Sorry, you're going on a tangent, but
well, it's not going on a tangent,
it's just that it was amazing to have this community of women, and of course whatever we talked about, I didn't go home and talk to him. I think he's going based on things that I was oh, it was so great to be with these women. It was empowering. I felt a shift within myself and finding confidence more within myself hosting something like this.
Well, of course, but my whole thing for you wasn't I didn't really that's your own business, whatever you guys talk about, but my whole point of what I was trying to get to was it didn't really matter on certain viewpoints of what you consider, the movement. It's just, it was good for you to have a women's group that everyone could lean on each other and talk about their own issues without any judgment. And like I said, nowadays, there's people all over the world that will judge you based on how you feel.
Well, it's not just
And-
within women. It just seems in
Well, just in-
general
well,
with
yeah, of course, in
people.
general,
It's just
but
like
it's-
people are so judgmental.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
So it's
it-
a safe space for people
exactly.
to come.
So that's
and
something you
not-
should be
yeah.
proud of.
I am
because,
proud of that.
Like, people want to feel safe, and like we take pride in our running group because it's not just like a business for us.
It's like more than just a run club.
It's like we want people to feel safe when they're here. We
Yeah.
want people to feel like,
Comfortable.
regardless
yeah.
of whatever you believe in, regardless if you're gay or not, regardless if you're transitioning, regardless if you're this fast runner, slow runner, like, you're open to our community.
Yeah, whatever
to,
race you are,
you know,
or whatever,
to just run with us
or whatever
without-
you believe in, it
without
doesn't
feeling
matter.
any, without any judgment. And I think we take pride in that because, like, you know, we may not have thousands of people flock in every you know, Wednesday, hundreds of people, whatever it is, but
It's not.
the people
It's more
but
about
the people
quality
that come
than
in,
quantity.
the people that come in have been very they've been very open. They've been talking to us now. We built more friendships. Like, we text each other. Like, it's been more than just a run group, you know.
Yeah.
And it's becoming more like family. And a lot of them are like, oh, when you do your big race, I'll pace you. Oh, when you do this, I'll do this. Oh, let's get coffee. Let's do this afterwards. You know, we all joke around and have a good time. And I think, and maybe some run groups are like that. Maybe some aren't. You know, from what I hear, there's a lot of other run groups. I just show up and people just want to meet other people and date them, and that's it. You know, at the end of the day. And so, you know, that might be the trend, right? But we're not about that. We're just about building more awareness of, like, our beliefs of connecting to Mother Nature and connecting to other people
Yeah.
on a soul level, connecting to yourself in the meditation while you run, you know, talking about spirituality to people that may have somewhat the same view but are scared to talk about it. You know, like, we kind of talk about a lot of this stuff, and I think that's what makes us so unique and special. And, you know, and even just being intuitive, like, I remember when I was running months ago, oh my god, I kind of forgot. I'm blanking her name. Terry? Not Terry. Oh my god, the girl that moved to Reading. I can't even think of her name right now. The blonde girl. Her husband was in the military, but I was giving her a reading, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I was picking up on stuff, and she was like very open to it, and I described all these things, and she was like, wow, that's kind of crazy, right?
See, you should tap
And
in
so
more into that.
it was, and then sometimes that happens when I'm on the run, you know. But at the end of the day, Tegan, not Tegan. It was Tegan, huh?
I think, yeah, I think it is.
It was Tegan, yeah. And so at the end of the day, yeah. I mean, look, I think having an all women's group is great for you, and it's great for the community of females that live in Camarillo and LA County. We're gonna have
wherever you live,
gonna
like,
have
just come out. Yeah,
we're gonna have a men's.
I think
one
it's great
soon.
for you to have a men's because nobody. I've always told you and Keith, like, when you guys did your podcast, I had told you guys, I'm like, you guys should talk about, and I hate when I hear other men say this. Like, I just think it's kind of, like, it's sad. I feel so bad for men, but, like, man up. I always hear other men and women saying man up, and it's like, what does that exactly mean? And I get it. Sometimes I'll see things and be judgmental in certain situations, but sometimes it's like when a man is having, like, when you had really bad anxiety, and my dad made that comment to me saying he needs to man up, and I was so pissed. I think I, like, went off on my dad and said, don't you ever fucking say that about my husband. He is a man. He's just going through a hard time right now.
Well, I think at the same time, your dad didn't know.
Well, he's old school, but that's the
No,
thing,
but I
because
don't-
society doesn't, but in general, like, society looks down to men, and sadly, that's why men have a higher suicide rate,
Yeah,
because,
but
like,
not
you
just
can't
that. I don't
really-
think your dad knew anything that I'd been through.
No,
the
he
trauma.
didn't. No,
and
he
then
didn't.
And then once you told him that, because your mom asked about it,
Yeah.
right? And you told her, And then she asked me questions, and then she was like, wow. And so your dad, like, came up to me and apologized because he didn't even realize that I went through so much trauma.
But that's what I'm saying, that like other men or women, they're quick to judge somebody and say man up or whatever, say whatever term to kick you while you're already down. It's like people shouldn't judge. Like if they don't know your story, and it's like you're making a judgment, and you're not the only man that I've seen that happen to. I hear about it all the time. I'm like, man, that's really sad. And I've had plenty of guys that I'm not gonna say who they are, but like there's been I tell you that I've had guys open up to me, and I don't know what it is. Like I know I should be sponsored by Kleenex, but there's something about when men talk to me, they open up and they start crying, and I'm like, oh shit, like it's like that meme with the dog, like when someone is crying. You want a glass of water? Yeah. At first I was like, oh shit, this person's crying, what do I do? But now it's like, okay, I let somebody be, and I'm not gonna, like, yeah, sometimes I'll give you a hug or pat your back, but then now I'm just like, oh, I'm just gonna let that person cry, and
at the end of the day, at the end of the day, it's about
feelings.
Yeah, well, it's about opening up and being
releasing all that,
and releasing it, and I think that's what we're really good at, is just having the opportunity to just talk to people and be real and have these conversations and not judge anyone for their opinions or anything like that. And I think that's what makes us, like, people know our vibe, right? Mm-hmm. People come and want to get trained by me because they feel at home, right? They feel like they won't ever get a judgment out of me with that stuff. They'll know I'll give them, what they need, right? At the end of the
notes that you give to people, your clients.
But, look, writing notes for each of my clients, it's a process, because I sit there and I think about, their weeks, and I think about what they're trying to achieve, and I'm very fortunate that I train a lot of athletes, and I'm opening my pool of athletes. So if you want to train with me, yes, I would love that. I would love for you to reach out to me, in that approach. But I guess that was a plug. But I think at the end of the day, I write these notes for everyone, and I process them, I think about them, and I try to get them to another place. And like Brian, the way he trained for his marathon back in the day is much different than how I train him. And so he's seeing a benefit, and his friends are seeing a benefit from it, and he's telling me, and we're gonna have a conversation tomorrow about everything, but he was like, I want to talk to you of why I chose you as my coach. And it made me think, like, wow, like, that's so nice for someone to like open up like that, because sometimes, like, a lot of that's why I give all my thanks to God, because at the end of the day, when I need clients and I get fearful about it, God shows up and provides for me, right? And so I've always had that notion of, like, once they're done, but I've been very fortunate that these people that still want to run and still want to train for races are utilizing me, and I built relationships within some of these clients for over 2 years. Like, I've been Morgan more than 2 years and Scott for more than 2 years, right? And then I have some other people hitting more than a year already in a year and a half. So, like, the fact that I keep having this type of energy, it's really nice to see that and see the progression with a lot of these clients, and I hope I could keep working with them at the end of the day. But even if it's only for a few months, I'm really stoked just to be able to, like, help them out for that time frame. And but yeah, I think just being in alignment and then just offering a lot more than just what a coach would typically do, because some coaches say, hey, like, here's your schedule, like, contact me if you need me, that's it, right? But, like, you know me, you see me texting them all the time.
Yeah.
They're texting me. I'm writing notes for them. I'm talking to them on the weekends, whatever it may be, and I'm spending time, like, with each person on their schedule and make sure it fits their needs and their wants that they need at that time. And then me having, like, I had a conversation with Dre for, like, almost an hour today, just about life, about Flagstaff, about his life, his travel. I try to make it more than just, like, here's your workouts, what do you need help with? I want to make it more family vibe, I guess. I want that vibe of, like, wow, he really does care about me. Because when you do really care about the people you're around, and surround yourself, like Drake today told me, he's like, you've been like you've been influential in my life. Like people have been talking about stuff, and I said, holy shit. Like after he said that, I was like, man, thank you. Like I didn't even know how to process that. Like a lot of people tell me that, like you've been a big influence in my life with a lot of things, and I don't really think about that because I think of my old self. Like I've known Chris my whole life pretty much since I was 5. I've known Donnie for 25 years, right? And he's my other best friend. And so when I look at all these people that I've talked to, and then when other people tell me certain things, I always wonder if they think the same thing about me, right? And so I think at the end of the day, it's just good to like have that within our business.
Yeah.
And it's good to be able to like share that with people and do all that stuff. But
it is good, and it's good that like you could connect to people and just be more relatable.
well, I mean, as I build this part of the business with Run Free, like you're going to build your own business with the spiritual stuff, that you're going to be taking on clients. Like you're starting to practice more on people. People are reaching out for you for energy work, right?
With the energy work, I know that I got that. It's just I know people ask about like readings with. I do more of oracle cards. I've done tarot, but it's been a minute since I've touched those, and I kind of forgot how to do that. But it's pretty. I think if I take another class with Nick to kind of retouch on that, should be fine. Also with doing house blessings, I need to retake that class because it's like a whole ritual that you have to do. Like, but you have to do this ritual to do this specific cleansing in a house because you need divine protection and just certain.
I remember most of it.
I just have a hard time with the pronounced.
I just forget. I just forgot the introduction aspect of like when you first do the stuff and what you say, because I remember like all this stuff, and because I remember the other things.
Yeah.
Because I remember like going with Nick.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And so
doing all because I know I've had some of my friends ask me
for house blessings,
or when I go into their business, the first thing, what do you sense? What do you sense? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like I don't most of my abilities, like just so people know, I don't. I used to say I was cursed. Like having my abilities was a curse and a blessing at the same time. I guess that's the best way to describe it.
No, I don't know if it's a curse.
Well, at the time I used to think that. I don't think that at all. I think it's a full blessing. But at the time I was like, fuck, man. I'm too damn intuitive. I'm too like all this stuff before I knew what any of this stuff was. It used to scare the crap out of me. So I didn't really know too much. But now that I tap into it.
Well, you always said, I want to tap into this.
But then I was afraid.
But then you're afraid of it.
I know what to say.
You would ask to see stuff, and then when you felt like it, you would steer away. And so Ed's probably laughing, thinking about it.
Yeah. Well, I don't get scared anymore. I get more like when spirits come to me, I'm just like, okay. Like
I see stuff, and I tell you all the time, and I'm like, and you're like, I don't want to see it. But then you're like, I do want to see it. But
it's like curiosity killed the cat.
And I'm like, okay, well, what is it then? Like, what?
I know. I think that's why I need to make up my mind so I could finally. But when was it? Our house. There's interesting stuff that happens in our house, and I was grabbing. I was grabbing something in the kitchen, and it was dark, and the cabinet just slowly opens in back of me, and I just stared. I was like, oh my gosh, not right now, and I went back to the room. So I think part of me is I don't always have it turned on. I know how to turn it on and off now. So sometimes, like, if I'm just doing my normal thing, I'm out at a restaurant or I'm out just, like, getting pampered or whatever I'm doing, and my friends will ask me, what do you sense? What do you sense? I'm like, I don't have it constantly turned on. I'm not thinking about that. I'm like, okay, well, you have to give me a few minutes, I guess, if you want me to. You're putting me on the spot. I need to tap into that energy. So hold on, let me see what I sense. It's funny. Or like they'll ask me, oh, meet this person and tell me what you get off of this person. I'm like, wait, what? I get that all the time, but it's not like something that it's always like turned on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, you choose not to turn it on. That's the thing.
No, but it's like when I'm just doing regular things, like I have it turned off, but sometimes when I go into that mode where I'm like, okay, I'm giving this person a reading or a healing, an energy clearing with their chakras, that's when I have it turned on. I had a friend one time where I was doing a energy clearing and I was trying to like read his chakras. I'm like, why are you blocking my energy out? I'm trying to tap into you. I'm not blocking you out. And I said, I'm gonna get into your. I'm like, I'm in your aura right now. I'm gonna pick up stuff, and I started naming things that was going on with him, and he was quiet. And so I was like, okay, whatever. It's like I don't need validation from anybody, or it doesn't mean I'm wrong or right. It's just I'll see what happens. And I told him all this stuff, and afterwards he's like, damn, everything you were saying was on point. And I was like, oh shoot.
I mean, Ed,
Yeah.
do you turn yours off, Ed? Yeah.
What did he say?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have to, because it's like, now I know, like, I do have anxiety, but some of the things that I thought with being empathic or being the way I am, I was like, what am I sensing? And it ends up being like somebody near me has bad anxiety or they're going through something, so I'm picking up stuff. So I think finally learning how to...
Did you see that video I sent you on Instagram?
Which one?
It was about that guy saying, when people deal with that kind of stuff, anxiety and things like that, he said, you should never doubt yourself. You should doubt your doubts.
Oh, yeah, I remember
And
that one, yeah.
I just sent you like yesterday.
Yeah.
And I thought about that. I was like, God damn, how true is that? Like,
You doubt your doubts, yeah.
we need to stop doubting ourselves and start doubting our doubts of why we feel that way. Because when you process that and you think about your anxiety, but then you start doubting like those negative thoughts that you have that's creating the anxiety, you should go back now and start doubting, why am I this way? Why am I feeling this way? Like, no, it's not true,
Yeah.
like, and we don't think about that kind of stuff. And I think that's the aspect of you where you just get like not confident within that because of whatever has happened from 07 from what Audrey was saying to you right now.
Well,
right?
when I got a reading done about that,
But then Emalani messed up stuff too.
she messed up stuff, but there was a time that I got a reading, and when I got the reading, it turns out that my mom is very intuitive. She's psychic, and she sees things like mediumship, but she's always been afraid of it. And unfortunately, with her growing up, she was put down for it, and so I think she must have gone through something embarrassing and had a lot of judgment. And so when I was a kid growing up, when I would see things, hear things, feel it, sense it, she would right away, oh, it's your imagination. And it's like, no, there's something there, I feel it. And my aunt would always encourage my mom to encourage me, like, she's so gifted. And so I didn't know that I always thought it came from my dad's side, but it actually comes more from my mom. But she turns it off because I think it scares her, which is understandable when you don't really know too much about that stuff. And it's like my grandma's always coming to me, like she came to me around her birthday. And so like she was showing me things.
She came to me.
Well, she came to you.
She came to me and I told you.
Yeah.
I told you something. I said, your grandma's here.
But I first saw, so when we went somewhere.
When you go somewhere.
No, we went somewhere and we're getting out of the car, and in your mom's car in the driveway, I saw
You got back from dinner.
I saw my mom or my grandma sitting in the passenger side, and I was like, but I didn't know it was my grandma.
I think
at
that
first.
was the time that we were supposed to meet up with Ed.
Oh yeah, I think so. But we
2
went
weeks
out.
ago.
Yeah, so we went out to dinner, and so then I was passing by your mom's car, and I saw a woman, like a transparent woman, sitting in the passenger side. And I didn't really, sometimes when I see things, I don't want to know. I don't like want to, I'm just kind of like, it's not that I'm afraid. I just, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to like go away type of thing. And, you ended up telling me, and I think once I got in my house, I was like, that kind of looked like my grandma, but I didn't really think much of it. And then you came up to me and said, hey, your grandma's around.
Yeah.
And so then...
She came to me in the bedroom. I
was,
like, watching TV.
What did she tell you to tell me?
If I remember, something about she loves you and that you need to open up your abilities. Something like that.
Yeah, it
and
was something.
And stop being scared. Something along the lines. I forgot what it was, but she came in pretty heavy. And, I get these visions, so I can close my eyes when I'm feeling something and seeing stuff, and then I can picture it and see it. Like, it comes to me in that sense. But I also hear it, see it. I guess I do everything.
Clairvoyant, clairsentient,
so I told you that,
clairaudient.
So at the end of the day, Audie's very gifted, and she wants to open up her abilities.
Mediumship is not my strongest, I will say that. Spirits come to me, but I don't really... I mean, if it's very rare when someone's past loved one comes to me, but if it does, I'll let you know. But I always tell somebody to go to someone else for mediumship. It's not like my forte. Sometimes they'll come in through, but for me, I love blessing homes, blessing businesses. I told Nick, when you teach a class on how to perform an exorcism, I want to sign up for that. You don't understand, love all that stuff. I've never... It's scary, but then fascinating at the same time. There's some people that are probably don't believe in that. I know I grew up Catholic, and seeing... I think Hollywood over... they do over... It's over dramatized.
For movies.
Because when you go to a haunted house, you're not... Like, I've gone where I don't see shit flying across the room, or, like, that's... Like, it's laughing. Well, it's like you watch The Conjuring, and you're like, holy crap, like, that's crazy. It's not like that in real life.
But here's the thing, is you haven't been in a situation where you've lived, like... Someone that could be listening to this randomly could be like, oh, are you serious? Like, come to my house because I deal with poltergeists all the time.
Well, I know I'm not discrediting that, but I'm just saying that there's certain things that Hollywood overdoes. But there is, like, when you listen to the Warrens, like, when they talk about some of their stuff, yes, Hollywood exaggerate some stuff, but when they talk about some of the real stuff that actually happened, you're like, holy shit, I wouldn't want to deal with that, But I did grow up in a house where I don't know if I ever I think I did talk about this in a past episode, where I would hear somebody walking up and down the stairs, and I remember I was on a Stepmaster when I was a kid. The curtain flew at me. There was, like, weird stuff that happens.
Your garage, when I was running that one time.
Oh, yeah. My parents' house. There's, like, weird stuff at my parents' house.
Was I running, like, not even 3 miles on a treadmill? I think I was trying to do, like, 5 miles. And in the creepy garage, when we gave your mom that treadmill. Oh, yeah. That garage, my parents, she'd be like, oh, you need to go to the garage and get something. So me and Angel would hurry up and run because the garage is detached from the house. So we'd have to, like, book it outside to go to the garage. After that happened, I remember I felt that energy in your mom's garage, and I told your mom something. I think that's when your dad was in Mexico.
Well, I had to actually cleanse their house because there was, like, all this really, like, my dad got hit by a car when he was outside washing his car. A car crashed into the car. My dad flew. He survived. Everything was fine. But from there, and then some man climbed. My parents have a really tall fence. It's like freaking like 7 feet tall. It's like one of those really tall fences. Some freaking guy like climbed over their fence and was passed out in their backyard.
Yeah.
And all within a week, my dad gets hit by a car, then that shit happens, and then something else weird. I don't remember. Something weird happens in their house, and I told my mom, there's something weird in your house. I'm going to go cleanse your house. So I went and I cleansed their house, and I got rid of whatever was there. Like, but the energy, I was kind of like, I went outside. I'm trying to describe what I saw. Weird. It was like some weird portal had opened up, and it's like...
You had to close it?
I had to close it. So I have wands. I have certain, like, tools that I do. FYI, for people that sage your house, that is not the way to cleanse your home. If your house has negative entities, spirits, or just anything weird going on in your house, sage actually attracts more to come into your house. So I do not recommend using sage. I always see like my friends using sage. I'm like, stop using that. It's not, if you can only use it if the energy's pure. And this is based on what we've learned from Nick. And I have noticed, because when I used to use sage, it didn't really help cleanse. For people that do use it and that helps, that's great, but it ends up coming back. So I told my mom I'm gonna have to go in. I brought all my tools and I cleansed their home. I think I spent like an hour, because they have a pretty big house and backyard. And it was interesting that I had to like cleanse even the backyard. And it was like, when I went outside, I think most of the activity was coming from the outside, because it was so blurry out there. I was like, well, what is going on? I guess the best way to that I described to my mom, I said, there's like gunk coming inside your house. Like, imagine like in a pipe, all this backed up gunk coming out of, like, that's what's going on in your house. So my mom let me cleanse her house, and everything's been fine in their home.
Yeah. Well, when you believe it and you actually can do that kind of work, then of course it's going to clear out, you know?
Clear out the stuff. I mean, I would love to go to a house that's extremely, like, that was, I mean, it's just, to me, it's not, I guess it's not scary to me, but I would love to go to, I actually recently had a friend that had her mom passed away, and she contacted me asking about that house. She just had like crazy stuff happening to her, and I could remote view, and I've never seen this house. I started describing the house. She said that it was pretty accurate, and started seeing all these visions of the house, and I was like telling her like what needs to be done in the house and why all this stuff was going on. So I could tap into that. I don't know how to, I think you physically have to be there to cleanse a home, because I think you could do it from long distance, but I just don't know how to do that yet. But I do want to go to a house that, I guess, is something like The Conjuring, or if that really,
No, you
like
don't.
I would. Yes, I do.
You hear that, Ed?
Okay, why would I want to take classes on all that stuff? I find it so fascinating. Like, Ed and Lorraine.
You ask for it, and then you'll see what happens, because I can tell you firsthand, I've seen a lot of fucking deep, dark shit.
All right, what did you see?
You know, how much time are we at right now, Ed?
You're a little over an hour already.
Yeah. So
I guess we'll have to save it for another. So we weren't too spooky today, so to be continued with more spookiness.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to
We'll have
do
to
like
stay
a part 2 of this.
Part
'cause
2.
I see some heavy shit, and so I guess we'll have to save that for part 2. So you have to tune in, and you have to subscribe, and you have to listen to every podcast. Just kidding. But yeah, we went on kind of a tangent about a lot of things.
Yeah.
I think it's been a minute, so we didn't really know.
We're just super excited. You're excited. I'm excited.
We're just ready to get out there and talk again. So in that case, thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting.
Yeah.
And come back. Tune in next week. I guess we're going to have another episode, probably another 2 weeks or something. And we'll talk more about this kind of stuff, because this gets pretty heavy with some shit. Regardless of what you believe in, I've told non-believers some stuff, and they're like, "Well, that's fucking crazy." So
I know I've talked to people about that. They're like, "Yeah, right." I'm like, "Okay, you say that." I've had people where they tell me things, and
so
they're like, "What the hell? What did you freaking have follow me?" It's like, I didn't follow anything. That's on you.
So I guess you have to wait.
Yeah.
Come back to the next episode of Dig Deep with Audie and Coach B.
Yep.
I am Coach B.
I'm
This is
Audie.
See you guys later. Peace.
Peace.
Sweet, I'm so tired.